All right, I'm going to go over a couple more examples of solving a system using the elimination method. Elimination method is when we add the two equations together to cancel out or eliminate one of the variables. In order for that to happen, we need to have variables that have opposite coefficients. So if we look at this equation here, we have negative 2x plus 3y equals 4 and 2x minus y equals negative 8. Now if we were using substitution, we would maybe want to solve for y. But with elimination, we see that we have the x's already set up to where if I add the two equations together, and I always want to be adding, the x's eliminate. So we're going to add these two equations just the way they are. We don't need to do anything else with them. And negative 2x plus 2x is 0x, and that's why that's going to cancel out. And then 3y plus negative y, so 3y minus y is 2y. And 4 plus negative 8 is negative 4, so 2y equals negative 4. Divide by the 2, and y equals negative 2. So I found what y is, and I can plug it back into one of the equations to find x, and I can choose either equation. It's going to give me the same y. So negative 2x plus 3 times y, which is negative 2, equals 4. So I chose the first equation. It doesn't really matter. And then that is negative 2x minus 6 equals 4. And then we solve for x plus the 6. Negative 2x equals 10. Divided by the negative 2. X is negative 5. When we write the solution of a system of equations, we always write it as an ordered pair, parentheses, negative 5, comma, negative 2. It's always x, comma, y. If the variables are different than x and y, we put it in alphabetical order. Okay, so that's our solution to the system. And if you plugged it in, you should get the same, it should work for the second equation as well. Now here's one where I don't have that set up to where I can immediately eliminate one of the variables. So I have two options. I can look at the x, my numbers are 6 and 3, or I can look at my y, 2 and 5. So when I see 2 and 5, I see that they have no common factors. So I'm going to have to multiply both equations to eliminate the y. For this one, if I multiply the top equation by 2, I can make it 6. And so I'm going to do that so that I can eliminate the x again. So we're going to multiply the whole equation by a positive 2. And we get 6x plus 4y equals negative 4. And now I can add these together. And negative 6x plus 6x is 0x. So that's canceling. And you need to make sure you actually think about that step so that it actually does equal 0. Because a lot of times students will multiply by something and forget to make it negative, and then it doesn't actually cancel out. So negative 5y plus 4y is negative y equals negative 2. And then we can divide by negative 1 to get y by itself. So y in this case is positive 2. We can plug it back in. I'll pick the second equation just for fun. Negative 5 times 2 equals 2. And negative 6x minus 10 equals 2. And we're going to add 10. And we have negative 6x equals 12. And we're going to divide by 6, negative 6. So x equals negative 2. So my ordered pair is negative 2, comma 2. Remember, always x, comma y. That's my solution. Okay, so number 3. Here we have a situation now where the x's don't have any common factors and the y's do not have any common factors. So it's completely up to you whether you want to multiply to make the x's the same or to make the y's the same. So you're looking for a common multiple. So the greatest common multiple, or the least common multiple, really is what you're looking for, the LCM, 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, and a lot of you can look at that and see it, and 5, 10, 15, 20. So my least common multiple for 4 and 5 is 20. And then for 3 and 2, it's 6, right? 3, 6, 2, 4, 6. So I can choose either one, but since they're both the same signs, like the x's are both positive and the y's are both positive, we have to multiply by one of them. One of the equations has to be multiplied by a negative so that when we add them together, one of them cancels. So I'm going to pick y because I haven't eliminated y yet, and I like it to keep the number smaller if possible. So 6 is a smaller number than 20, so I'm going to go with that. So I'm going to multiply the top equation by a negative 2. Okay, this is number 4. Two x plus, we're going to make that a 5y equals 4. And here I have like 5 and 2. I could make those 10, and 2 and 4 is a little bit easier. I only have to multiply one of the equations. So we're going to multiply the top one by a positive 2 because the 4 is already negative. So we get 4x plus 10y equals positive 8. And when we add those together, the x's cancel, and we get 8y equals 0. And I see this all the time. Kids see 0 and they freak out. Like, oh my gosh, I did something wrong, or I don't know what to do from here. We divide by 8, and y equals 0. 8 times what equals 0? Well, 8 times 0 equals 0, and 0 is a valid answer. It's on the x-axis. And then we can plug it in. 2 times x plus 5 times 0 equals 4. So 5 times 0 was 0, so 2x equals 4. And x divided by 2, x equals 2. And so my ordered pair is 2, 0. So don't freak out when you get 0 for one of your answers. The answer is 0, plug it back in.